Now, on Monday nights, the Discovery Channel is bringing us a new season of Street Outlaws No Prep Kings. This season, everyone is off to the races for the ultimate prize of, get this, $900,000. But in order to get there, they'll have to dethrone the Golden Boy, Ryan Martin. I spoke to the Golden Boy himself yesterday because I just needed to know, after winning 2 championships, is he just competing with himself at this point? And this is what he had to say about it. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you having us on.
Now, why don't you tell everyone out there how you got started with racing?
Well, I say it started for probably just my love of cars back when I was 15 years old. My first car was a 1989 Mustang GT, and that is one of the most raced and street race cars around to this day, probably. And that's what got my. I think I kind of think you're born with that. Like if you like cars or if you like racing or whatever, I think that's in your blood, one way, shape, or form. But I think buying that car when I was younger is what kind of springboarded me to where I am today.
So what can we really expect in this new season of Street Outlaws? Because everyone is calling you the Golden Boy. Are you worried about somebody catching up with you?
I'm always worried about it. Like we try to be as successful as we can, and we work really hard. But so do 31 other drivers that are here. So a lot of people joke around and they say stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, we work hard. But other people work hard too. So am I worried about people catching up? Absolutely. I feel like I'm the you've seen the shows where people are like they're hunting rabbits and the rabbits is always running. That's how I feel. I'm always running away from everybody, while they're trying to catch me. But this season's going to be different. It's going to be crazy. There's new people have built new cars to try to get to the top. Drivers that, if you follow No Prep Kings and you follow Street Outlaws, people that you've seen doing their thing for a long time are doing it in different race cars that are trying to get faster and they're trying to get better. So it's, in my opinion, it is the best season yet of No Prep Kings.
Okay, so I've seen that, and people are really switching it up, but I actually had a chance to catch the first episode, and I felt like people were switching it up only to try to catch up with you.
We've got this. They made this bounty thing, right? So we were able to pull off a couple of championships in a row, and doing that put a target on our back. And so somebody said, "Well, hey, what do we got to do to get a new winner? Or what do we got to do to give to put some heavier competition out there?" And they come up with a bounty. And so now, if you draw me in the first round on Saturday, you have the chance to win $2,000. If you draw me, so on and so forth down to the finals. You get the chance to not only outrun me for 40 grand, but you get an extra $10,000 on top of it, the finals. The flip side is if I'm able to pull off a win, I get to put that bounty money in my pocket. So when we race in the finals, we're racing for 50 grand.
Woo, that is a lot of money to be racing for.
Very fortunate to be part of it for sure.
Yeah, and I know you won the last 2. Are you kind of just chasing after records right now or trying to beat yourself at this point? I mean, I know you said you're worried about these other racers, but not so much. That's just what I think when I watch the show. I'm like, he's competing with himself at this point.
No, here's the thing. There's so many things that can throw wrenches in the program, right? So weather affects all that stuff, parts failures. There's a lot of things that you can't control. So luck has to be on your side a little bit. But look, one of the things I'm trying to do is nobody's ever won 3 championships in a row in No Prep Kings. So in a way, you could say I'm competing with myself. We're trying to go get that win to be the first people to three-peat. I mean, you never know how long a series goes, and nobody may ever have the chance to go 3 in a row again. So we want to try to do that for sure.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Ryan. We will be watching Mondays on Discovery.
Thank you very much. Talk to you later.